That's when they say, okay, she actually gets me. Now let's pressure test your ideas before we get too excited. Every idea has to pass one question. Would I stop scrolling for this? If the answer is maybe or if you wouldn't want to click your own title, nobody else will either, not even your mom. Today, we're getting into something that sounds simple, but it sends most creators into a meltdown mode. Figuring out your first 3 episodes, not because you have nothing to say. You do, I promise. It's because you're overthinking everything, opening 27 Google tabs and reorganizing your pantry instead of pressing that record button. So let's fix that. Hey there, I'm Camille Garick, founder of expandiTV and creator of On Air Academy, and this is Broadcast Your Brand, the show that helps turn your expertise into a real show series that grows your visibility, your authority, and your business. If you're tired of posting random content in your social feed and praying that the algorithm shows you mercy, you're in the right place. Because around here, we don't just post, we broadcast it. So let's start with a thing that will make or break your channel or your show series. You must start with real problems, not random, trendy topics. The biggest mistake I see creators make is choosing topics that are vague, trendy, or honestly, completely outside their expertise. It's kind of like decorating your living room with beautiful throw pillows, but forgetting to actually buy furniture. Sure, everything looks cute, but nobody has anywhere to sit. And that's exactly what happens when you choose topics that don't help your viewer fix a real problem. So instead of doing another vague topic like how to build a brand, try something your audience has felt. Something like this: why your brand still feels generic and what you can do about it. That pulls people in instantly. It makes viewers say, oh wow, that's me. Please keep going. Now let's talk about where your best, most binge-worthy ideas actually come from. If you're staring at a blank screen, wondering if your creativity died, don't worry, it didn't vanish. It's just hiding in places maybe you haven't checked yet. The first place is your inbox or your DMs. If people ask you the same question over and over, that is not random. That is a content request. They are literally handing you your homework. The second place would be client sessions. If you've repeated the same sentence more than 3 times this month, congratulations. That's not advice anymore. That's an episode. The third place would be your actual real life. Anything you've had to figure out the messy way becomes instant content. And the messy stories, even better. Your audience loves honesty way more than perfectly polished guru energy. The fourth place is comments, conversations, and communities. What confuses people most in your industry? What keeps coming up repeatedly? If you've ever thought, why is no one talking about this? Boom, you are now the one talking about it. And please hear this part clearly. Just because something feels obvious to you does not mean that it's obvious to your viewing audience. Now, once you have your ideas, we need to make them personal and useful. This is the part creators skip way too often, and it shows. People don't want a lecture, they want connection and clarity. Your experiences, the things you've tried, failed, improved, or ran away from as fast as you could, those are your teaching moments. So when it comes to your content, tell the truth, especially the messy truth. Then give them one takeaway that they can use right now, not someday. This is how you build trust. That's when they say, okay, she actually gets me. Now let's pressure test your ideas before we get too excited. Every idea has to pass one question. Would I stop scrolling for this? If the answer is maybe or if you wouldn't want to click your own title, nobody else will either, not even your mom. So make your episodes emotional, specific, relatable, and bold all at once. Instead of doing something bland like how to get more clients, try something like the client red flag I ignored and how it cost me $10,000. Now that has tension, story, truth, and clear value. A content cocktail. Now let's build out those episodes. Think of them as your mini series. Episode 1 is solve a real problem. Your brand isn't working, and here's why. Episode 2, share a personal lesson. The strategy I dropped and why everything started to click. Episode 3, bust a myth. Why posting every day won't build authority. That's it. 3 episodes, a clean theme, instant direction, and no whiteboard required. Now let's map out the episode itself so you don't ramble like you're leaving a voicemail for your ex. Number 1 is the hook. This is your stop scrolling moment. Start with something bold, funny, or painfully relatable. For example, if you feel like you're doing everything right and still no one sees your content, this episode is for you. Number 2, the setup. Now explain why this topic matters, why it matters now, and why you are the someone worth listening to on this. Number 3, the main points. Stick to 3 or 4. If it's more than that, usually no one will remember anything past about 3 or 4, mostly 3. For each point, share what you've learned. Tell a quick story and give one simple action. Number 4, the engagement. Ask for something specific, not a vague, what do you think? Try these examples. Drop your episode idea below. Tell me the last brand you saw that felt generic and why. Comment yes if you want more episodes like this. And then number 5, the close. End with one clear next step. Just one. Watch the next episode, grab the toolkit, or join On Air Academy. If this helped today, hit subscribe because next week we're finally talking about one of my favorite topics, which is the difference between camera confidence and camera charisma and how to use both so viewers actually feel you on screen. And if you want help planning your episodes, grab my free signature show series toolkit in the description below. And if you want step-by-step personal support, come join us inside On Air Academy over on the Skool platform. And remember, don't just post about your brand in your own social media feed. Let's broadcast your brand.